So you guys already know how to do regular substitution. Well, what I want to do right now is show you something else called synthetic substitution, which is another way for me to substitute a value into an equation. So what I have here is I have f of x equals x cubed plus 5x squared plus 4x plus 6. And what I want to plug in is 2. Now you guys have already done this. You guys did it number 4 previously. So I already know that the answer is 42. Okay? So what I want to do is use synthetic division to do this. So what I do is I identify all the coefficients. So 1, 5. So I have x cubed, I have x squared. So that's the coefficient for x cubed. That's the coefficient for x squared. The coefficient for x is 4. And then my constant term is 6. It is important that all of the variables are represented. Okay? If I have one missing, I must put a 0 in place of it. But because these are all going in descending power, descending order, and all of the variables have a coefficient associated with it, this is okay. So what I'm going to do is plug 2 in. So what I'm going to do is bring down the 1. I will always bring down that first term. And on this bottom row, I am always multiplying this bottom row by what I'm plugging in. So I'm going to take a 1, multiply it by 2, and put it underneath the next coefficient. I am always going to be adding these two numbers. So 2 times 7 gets me 14. I am always adding down, which gets me 18. And what I'm going to do is multiply that number, 18, by 2 to get 36. And I will add these two and get 42, which we just got previously. Alright? Whatever I end up with is my answer using synthetic substitution. So what am I doing? I'm listing all of the coefficients in the constant term. Alright? I am always bringing down the first term, and I'm always multiplying the bottom row by what I'm substituting in, and I'm adding the two values right there. So let's look right here. So what I want to do is put this in standard form first. So it's negative x cubed plus x, a negative x to the fifth, plus x cubed plus 3. Now one of the things I notice is that I do not have x to the fourth, I do not have an x squared, and I don't have an x. So what I'm going to do is write down all the coefficients. So negative 1 is the x to the fifth coefficient. Because there is no x to the fourth, there is a 0x to the fourth there. I'm going to write down 0. Then I have x cubed, which is a 1 coefficient. 0x squared and a 0x. I'm going to write down 2 more zeros. And then my constant term of 3. I'm going to plug negative 1 in. So I'm going to bring down my first term of negative 1. Multiply this bottom row by negative 1. So negative 1 and negative 1 is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. 1 plus negative 1 is 0. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. So 3 plus 0 is 3. So when I plug negative 1 into this equation, I will get negative 1 using, or when I plug negative 1 into this function, I will always get a 3. What I want you to do is to try the next two, and we'll talk about them in class. Thanks.